Have you ever been lying in bed scrolling on your phone and suddenly your Wi-Fi drops to one single bar? You lean over the edge of the bed, stretch your arm toward the hallway, and boom, full bars again. How is it that a magical invisible signal can travel halfway across the world, but gets completely defeated by a simple wooden bedroom door? In this video, you will learn exactly what Wi-Fi is made of, how these invisible signals manage to phase right through solid walls, and why moving your router just a few inches can completely double your internet speed. Let us start with the biggest secret of Wi-Fi. It is not magic, and it is not some futuristic digital dust. Wi-Fi is actually just light. Yes, you heard that correctly. Wi-Fi is light. To understand this, we have to look at something called the electromagnetic spectrum. Your eyes are only built to see a tiny, tiny fraction of this spectrum. We call that part visible light, all the colors of the rainbow. But there are many other colors of light that your eyes simply cannot see. X-rays are a type of invisible light. Microwaves are invisible light. And radio waves are invisible light. Wi-Fi uses radio waves. So think of your Wi-Fi router like a flashlight. When you turn on a normal flashlight and point it at a glass window, the light shines right through to the other side. The glass is solid, but the light passes through perfectly. But if you point that same flashlight at a brick wall, the light stops. Wi-Fi works the exact same way, but it uses a different color of invisible light. Because it uses radio waves, it interacts with objects differently than visible light. To a Wi-Fi wave, your drywall and wooden doors are like slightly dirty glass. The signal can shine right through them, but it loses a little bit of its brightness along the way. Every time the signal passes through a wall, it loses energy. We call this attenuation. By the time it passes through 3 or 4 walls to reach your bedroom, that bright flashlight has faded into a very dim glow. If you have ever set up a router, you probably noticed it gives you 2 different Wi-Fi networks to choose from, 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. These are simply 2 different lanes of traffic. But they travel through walls very differently. Let me give you a simple story to explain why. Imagine you are walking down the street late at night and you walk past a loud nightclub. The heavy wooden doors are closed. What do you hear from the street? Do you hear the singer's high-pitched voice? Do you hear the gentle strum of an acoustic guitar? No, you hear the bass, you hear the deep heavy thumping. Boom, boom, boom. Why does that happen? Because in physics, low-frequency waves like a deep bass sound are very long. Long waves have the power to push right through thick, solid objects. High-frequency waves, like a singer's high voice, are short and fast. They bounce off solid objects and get trapped inside. Your Wi-Fi does the exact same thing. The 2.4 network is the heavy bass. It is a lower frequency. The waves are long. Because of this, it can punch through walls, floors, and doors easily. It will reach all the way out to your backyard. The downside, it travels a bit slower and holds less data. The 5 network is the singer's high voice. It is a high frequency. It is incredibly fast and holds a massive amount of data. If you want to download a movie in 4K, you use the 5 network, but because the waves are short and fast, they hate solid objects. A single thick wall can completely destroy a 5 GHz signal. So if you are close to the router, connect to the 5. If you are far away behind 3 walls, switch to the bass. Connect to the 2.4. But here is the part most people get completely wrong. You probably think your Wi-Fi router knows exactly where your phone is. You might imagine it shooting a laser beam of high-speed internet directly into your device. Right. Wrong, it is a massive myth, and understanding this will completely change how you use your internet. Your router does not shoot laser beams, it creates bubbles. When your router sends out a Wi-Fi signal, it blasts it outwards in every single direction at the same time. Up, down, left, right, forward, and backward. Imagine blowing up a giant invisible balloon inside your living room. The balloon expands perfectly until it touches the walls, the ceiling, and the floor. When this expanding bubble hits a wall in your house, 3 things happen instantly. First, a small amount of the signal bounces backward. This is called reflection. Second, the wall actually eats some of the signal. The materials in the wall absorb the energy and turn it into a tiny, microscopic amount of heat. Third, whatever energy is left pushes through to the other side. This is penetration. Because the router creates a bubble, placing your router in the far corner of your house is a terrible idea. If you put it in the corner of your basement, half of your Wi-Fi bubble is going into the dirt outside. A quarter of it is going into the foundation of your house. Only a tiny fraction is actually reaching the rooms where you live. You want that bubble dead in the center of your home, so it expands outward and covers every single room equally. Now that you know how the signal travels, we need to talk about the villains of this story. What stops Wi-Fi completely? Wood and drywall are easy. Brick and concrete are tough, but the signal can fight through. However, there are two everyday things in your house that are the ultimate enemies of Wi-Fi. The first enemy is metal. Remember how we said Wi-Fi is like light? Well, to Wi-Fi waves, metal acts exactly like a mirror. The signal cannot pass through metal at all. It hits it and violently bounces right back. This is why the Wi-Fi in your kitchen is usually terrible. Your kitchen is a fortress of metal. You have a giant metal refrigerator, a metal oven, and a microwave. If your router is behind the fridge is acting like a giant shield, bouncing all your internet straight into the wall. The second enemy is water. Radio waves get completely absorbed by water. Water drinks Wi-Fi energy like a sponge. Think about your bathroom. What is inside the walls of your bathroom? Dozens of thick pipes filled with rushing water. Trying to send Wi-Fi through a bathroom wall is incredibly difficult because the water just absorbs all the signal. And here is a crazy fact. The human body is made of about 60% water. If you are at a crowded party with 50 people standing between you and the router, your internet will actually slow down. The Wi-Fi is literally getting absorbed by the bodies of the people around you. So now you know the secret. Wi-Fi is an invisible bubble of radio light that pushes through your walls, bounces off your metal fridge, and gets absorbed by water. I want you to do a practical experiment today. We will call it the router relocation test. Go look at where your Wi-Fi router is sitting right now. Is it hidden on the floor? Is it shoved behind a metal television? Is it sitting next to a thick concrete wall? Try moving it today. Lift it up off the floor and put it on a high shelf or a table. Get it out in the open, away from metal objects and away from corners. Just by moving the router 3 feet higher into the open air, you can instantly give yourself faster download speeds. Your Wi-Fi bubble will finally be able to expand properly. If you loved learning the hidden science behind the tech we use every single day, hit that subscribe button right now. We make these concepts simple so you can finally understand the invisible world around you. Subscribing is the best way to tell the algorithm to send more of these brain-boosting videos directly to your homepage. Plus, we would love to have you join our growing community of curious minds. Before you click away, leave a comment below. I want you to expose yourself. Where is your router hidden right now? Under the sofa? In a closet? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Do you want to learn more knowledge? Click the video on your screen right now learning more interesting things. See you over there.